Welcome to You Are Cooks Live from Pedrati's Ranch. Your host for You Are Cooks Live, Philip Chancellor. Robledo right here with us. I tell you, we're excited about everything you're about to see. Now, this dish is absolutely stunning. It is tasty, it's wonderful, and above all, it's going to be so much fun for you to cook. Now, if you were getting one of the boxes from Pedrati's, or if you're in our live studio audience, some of the things that you have are already prepared and done for you. However, if you're following along at home, or if you're following along on a rerun, you're going to need to know how to do that very special filling Shaunda has come up with, and it is really the thing that ties this whole recipe together. So, before we go on and actually start the cooking, let's take a brief look at how that filling is prepared. Let's go. We're here in the commercial kitchen of Pedrati's Ranch to find out
video is
what
about 3 minutes
going into this amazing tamale. So Shaunda, it's all up to you. Now we're using fresh farm-raised quail. However, Shaunda, if they're not familiar with quail, or maybe quail isn't their thing, what else can we use? Shaunda, where they want their fire at? All right. Now we're getting there. There's their audio, so now everyone can hear. Beautiful, beautiful. Right. Oh yeah, give me Scott, Bill. All right. Once again, thank you. All right, once again, you've just watched a video on this amazing filling that is going to go into our cupcake tamale, which was prepared there by Shaunda. So again, if you're watching it live, you can prepare that later, or on a rerun, you can just follow the steps. It'll be absolutely perfect. But like I told you before, we've got a lot to do and ultimately a short period of time. So Shaunda, where are we at?
Right now we have our water set to boil. We're going to put about 3 pinches of salt.
About how much water we have in there? Was it about 3 cups?
It's about 3 cups.
I think so.
Actually 2 cups of water.
All right.
No, I'm sorry. It is 3 cups of water.
Oh, that's good.
You
All
put
right.
the pinches of salt. We're going to be adding to the water some achota oil. Achota oil is basically oil that has been infused with achote paste, and it's commonly used in a lot of Caribbean, Latin cooking. So I'm going to say about 3 tablespoons into your water.
All right, we'll get a overhead. There we go. Very good.
And we're going to get that to boiling. And for time's sake, we can go ahead and not get it to a rapid boil. We just need it to get warm enough to dissolve and cook dissolve and make the masa stick together, because we're going to be whisking that together.
Now this achote paste with that oil is really, really important. When you prepared this with about that cup of oil, you used about 1/4 of the pack, then diluted it in there. Is that right?
That is correct.
You also had a specific oil that you like to recommend. It wasn't a canola, it was...
If you use grapeseed oil,
That was it.
it makes the flavor stand out a lot more. So the water's going here. Can I go ahead and go?
Yeah, absolutely.
So for later on, we're going to be using a plantain, but right now we're going to prepare it while we wait for the water to just get even a little bit warm. But for the plantain, what we're going to do, and I'm always, I laugh a lot because everyone pronounces it the way it's spelled.
I was going to say, is that a regional thing? Because I would have said plantain.
Well, I'm Afro-Caribbean.
Uh-huh.
And so growing up, from the time you learn how to speak, it's called plantain. And we even say it with a patois accent, plantain. And if you don't have the plantain, then dinner's not really, it's not really, a Caribbean dinner without plantain isn't really a dinner.
I'm with you. And if you don't have the plant in the garden, you don't get plantains.
Exactly. So, and it's actually a cousin to the banana. So what we're going to do, I cut the 2 ends off.
All right. Got that? 2 ends are off. Everyone watch those fingers out there. We don't need any accidents.
And then you're just going to take your knife and gently score, or you don't even have to do that. If you just kind of peel it like you would a banana now, and even though it's a cousin to the banana, you can't eat this raw. It has to be either boiled or fried or...
Is that a fact? Because I see these near the bananas at the store, so you don't just want to peel it and eat it.
No,
Okay.
You'll end up with a horrible, horrible stomachache.
I totally was going to
yeah.
grab a piece and eat it, so thank you.
You're welcome. And
We'll be doing that.
to slice it, I've actually been frying plantain since I was, I can't even remember, but we're going to go ahead, we can go ahead and, if your water's boiling, let me know. Your water is boiling, so we can go ahead and put this down for a second.
All right, so this project's on pause for a moment because, again, that mesa is very important to what we're doing. Now, if it seems like we're being a tad bit urgent on some of the things that you're seeing here, understand that this is going to have about a 30 to 35-minute bake time, and we're going to put these into the industrial ovens here at Pedrati's Ranch. But we also don't want to end the show roughly around midnight. Try to get this done right at about an hour. So that's the reason why we're kind of pushing our studio audience today, which we'll get a shot of here in a moment. All right, what are we adding?
So if your water is at a boil, you can actually turn it down.
I was going to say, because that's a rolling boil.
Yes, you can actually
It's
turn
rolling. Are y'all rolling?
You
All
can
right, rolling,
turn it down
rolling,
or
rolling.
even turn it off. And you're going to start stirring as you put in slowly pouring about 2 cups of masa. And
So we have turned down the heat because here's the great thing, Shaunda. My wife is, in fact, in the audience with her beautiful sister, my sister-in-law. And when Stacy cooks, her thing is, if I put the heat on maximum, the highest, the water will boil faster and the food will cook quicker.
And sometimes that is truth.
You can laugh. She's laughing.
Sometimes that is truth, and lots of times it's not, because what happens is you just end up burning. So once the cornmeal is in, you're going to see the masa form. And
All right, so it should be getting nice and thick.
what you're going to do is take either your achota oil, or you can use the your squeeze oil.
All right, so both are okay.
And what I do, I take the top off, and you want to kind of put maybe, I'm going to say that's 1/8 of a cup.
Looks about right, sure.
And you continue stirring it.
And that oil at this phase is real important?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very important because it's going to start forming a ball. Oops.
No, it's okay. I mean, well, for the sake of the show, we have these burners set up this way.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm super short, so I always try to have things at my level. And now, with the masa, as long as it's forming a ball, and the more, you don't want to add too much oil, but if you can see now, it's forming a dough. And this is what you want to have. This is the dough, actually, for the tamal.
I love it. All right, I had to go. We have a studio audience that always cooks with us. As part of the charm of You Are Cooks, we actually have 5 tables, 2 cooks at each table. And I like to check. Here in a little while, we'll actually go through and meet some of our celebrity cooks that are, our friend cooks that are cooking with a celebrity, and get to know them a little bit, but keep going.
So, and everyone's a celebrity, I feel.
There you go.
In our own right.
But not everyone's been on Cupcake Wars.
Oh.
And not everyone hosts a show that has somebody who's been on Cupcake Wars.
And this is a great show, an awesome show. So
Yeah, we'll see.
It's an honor. It's really an honor to be here. So, once the masa is finished, you're going to take your banana leaves.
And I love the banana leaf part, and I know this is something that we talked about, and we got a question early on in from, I believe it was Danny, who said, if they can't get the banana leaves, what can we use as a substitute?
If you can't get banana leaves, you can use parchment paper, you can use wax paper, and with both of them, you'd want to at least wrap that into foil.
All right.
So once you have your banana leaf, they easily tear except for at the fibrous end here, but I'm gonna leave it whole just for time's purpose. And what we're gonna do, you take your...
Now at home, you'll be making several of these. Our studio audience is making 2. All right, because you've got plenty of materials. Shaunda is making 1 just for the sake of the time there.
And you're just gonna brush a little, I'm gonna say, the school pizza size square.
Square pizza, yes.
And with that, on top of that, you're going to scoop out approximately, with your spatula, just enough.
Looks like maybe a 1/2 cup.
I'm gonna say a 1/2 cup,
All
yes.
right.
And I do apologize that I don't measure. I've been cooking since I was 4. I've been making this dish since I can't remember. I've been seeing it being probably maybe before I was born. I don't know.
All
but
right.
I don't measure much, but this is about a 1/2 cup.
All right.
Then you're going to take your mixture here, and this is about 3 tablespoons. And this mixture, for the people who purchase the box and everything, it's capers,
That got
peppers.
done for you if you purchased the box from Pedrati's, and of course, you gave the recipe on how to do that at the top of the show.
Oh,
You just don't know that.
the beautiful thing of the bloopers of live television. But
Now
here we go.
we'll let some of our studio get caught up real quick because this part right here is what's going to take some of that technique. So I still see 1 or 2 in our studio.
I am
pounding.
totally
No, it's
forgetting.
okay because I just realized it. All right, and for you at home, again, we've got that about a 1/4 cup. You're looking great over there. And you don't want to overfill, but at the same time, you do want to be a bit generous with that stuff, the filling that's in there, because if done correctly, the way that Shaunda showed at the beginning, the flavor that's going to come out of this is unbelievable. It all fuses together. And part of that is that leaf, right?
Yes, the banana leaf, even though you can use parchment paper and you can use wax paper, the banana leaf actually adds a flavor to the tamal as it steams. And I keep calling it tamal because in Panama, tamales are called tamales.
There we go.
And so it adds a wonderful flavor to it, as does the oil.
Gotcha.
It's a very subtle flavor, and you don't miss it until it's not there.
Gotcha.
If that makes any sense.
And I think our people are catching up here a bit. There we go. I think we got one more being made over here to the left. Very good.
And just for, I'll go ahead and do another. And this I'm going to actually tear it just in case I'll show 2 ways of wrapping it.
And what was this called again? What did we call this?
This is just called the spine of the banana leaf. When you see the banana leaf.
Gotcha. Yes. No, I thought you said it called it fibrous or what?
Oh,
What did you say?
the fibers, the fibrous.
Technical
the
term
fibrous
for fiber.
string. Yes, I'm sorry.
The fiber's tough to tear.
Yes.
How, does this give you a stomach ache if you eat it, or unlike the plantain?
Oh no, not
No?
at all. No.
Nope, no taste at
but
all.
It doesn't taste very good. So I'm going to go ahead and put these together. And a quick story behind this. Growing up in Panama, when we moved back to the States,
Gotcha.
it's like this became a dish we stopped eating because I thought it took a long time. Everybody thought it took a long time. And when I got older, I decided there were things that I missed. And I was going to figure out how to make it myself.
Gotcha.
And I did it so well that now I'm the designated tamal maker.
Love it, love it, love it.
And I don't mind at all.
I think now, Shaunda, we are pretty well caught up. So
Okay.
now we can start fresh. I'll let you finish. All you missed where I stopped us is the first move Shaunda did was fold it over. So continue.
So I fold it over once, and with the right consistency, it might break a little bit, but it should just fold completely over. And then you're going to fold the second part over.
All right, so we'll fold that part that faces you first.
And then you can take it apart. I normally like to take it apart to see if it's if it's turned over well, but you really don't have to. You can just start tucking it.
All right, very good.
And
so you do want to tuck it up underneath itself?
You can, but then it gets, like, this is the fibrous part of the leaf.
Oh, it's the fibrous again.
Yeah.
Okay,
so then
gotcha.
It will kind of not make it pretty if you
I
have
understand.
to present it.
All right.
So, but I'm going to turn it the other way.
Because again, think tamale, once it comes out of that steamer at the oven here at 350, it's going to take the shape of what it's inside. So, what's wrapped around it.
So, you're going to then, it's like wrapping a burrito. I'm not sure if a lot of people wrap burritos, but you want a tight wrap on your tamale or on your tamal. The reason, because if it's not, it will steam out of the leaf or the packaging that you have it in. So with this one, I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it the shape.
I love it. It's like a Christmas present wrapping.
Exactly, except you don't have to be that neat with it.
All right, so here it is one more time.
So here it is. You just fold that over. I'm going to fold the other part over. And this one I'm actually using less of a leaf, or less of the leaf, but I'm still going to wrap it one more time just for safety measures. And I always wrap it count across. And the second time you wrap it, you really don't have to tuck it under.
Gotcha. Now, you should have more leaf, but I tried to take a bite out of your biggest section, and it was not very great, so I tossed it. So my apologies.
That is okay. And another thing with the banana leaves, it's also good for, like, plates if you don't have plates.
Sure.
So it's natural. And another note about the banana leaf, when you purchase it, you might be purchasing it frozen, or you might purchase it fresh. Either way, you have to kind of boil it or just soak it in some water. So once that's done, you're going to take the leaf package.
Oh, another present style wrap there. Okay.
And you're going to, and you can use all of the string that you have.
Now, it should be noted for those doing this at home that didn't get the box, this is not just like kite string. It's actually made for culinary.
Yes, it's cooking twine. And the cooking twine can be found basically, right now, I think everywhere sells it. But
I know you can get it at the local grocery store.
Yes, and
certainly the Bed Bath & Beyonds.
yes, and you'll find it there in the cooking section, cooking utensils. So again, to wrap it, this one again, I'm just doing different techniques so that people don't feel, well, oh, I didn't wrap it that way, it's not going to come out. No, if you don't wrap it a certain way, it's still coming out.
Uh-huh.
And these are like little presents in Panama, or during Christmas time they're eaten. And I'm just going to rewrap this way because it came loose.
It's quite all right.
They're like little presents, so you unwrap them and people really they really enjoy them.
I really can't wait to see the present my wife and sister-in-law have for us. That's going to be a riot. And it's funny because we've got another celebrity chef that we're going to be introducing on another show in the audience. He is the one who has just zipped through and having the time, and I think he's done, and he's off having a drink. And so, but our studio, y'all doing great. Jen, fantastic. Vinny, I'm almost proud of you. He's wrestling a little bit with the knot, but I know we're running out of time. We got to get these into the oven. All right, so how's everyone doing at home? If you have a question, take a look at that live feed. Send us a question. I've got my producer, Anthony. He will feed me those questions. So if Shaunda, she'll answer anything. So if you're wondering about something, whether it's on technique, what's inside there, did this coat really come from the 80s? Whatever it is, all you have to do is send it through there on Facebook, the live feed.
Do you want me to go help them tie?
Now, is everyone tied because Shaunda is free now? No, I think we can start picking them up here, Louie. And very good. All right. This is the part we're going to come and get Shaunda's in a moment. Like I told you earlier, they're going to go into our industrial cooker there at the industrial kitchen here at Pedrati's.
Beautiful.
Now, there's going to be some commotion behind camera, but I got to tell you, we've got a way to fill that time as well. We are in an unbelievable special event facility. There is space here for miles. They have many stages, lots and lots and lots of fun things to do here, including a live rodeo arena. I'm not going to steal the thunder of the amazing footage we're about to show you. Here is a special message from this show's sponsor for this one today here at the Pedrati Ranch.
Welcome
We're
to
at commercial.
Pedrati's Ranch. Pedrati's Ranch since 1993. Over 40,000 square feet of space and 50 years experience in the hospitality industry. Our purpose at Pedrati's Ranch is to delight people through excellence in hospitality, food service, and entertainment. We strive to make each and every event an unforgettable experience. At Pedrati's Ranch, we provide more than just a venue. We give you an experience you won't forget. Team building, Christmas parties, daytime meetings, fundraiser galas, conventions, and all on-site catering by Pedrati's very own award-winning culinary team. Our purpose at Pedrati's Ranch is to delight people through excellence in hospitality, food service, and entertainment. We strive to make each and every event an unforgettable experience. Host your next corporate event with us and remind your guests they're more than just members of a company, they're family.
We are back. Thank you, Pedrati's Ranch. Again, they get the show. They give us the studio. They are sponsoring Shaunda's episode today. We do appreciate it. Anthony, my producer, is going through some of those great questions that you're sending us. We'll have those here in a few moments. Shaunda, what is the next step to this dish?
So in Panama, we always eat coconut rice and peas, and in what we call arroz con guandul. And
Say what? What's it? Say again?
arroz con guandul, which is just
Okay, all right.
rice and peas. And with the rice and peas, you basically, instead of water, you're cooking it in, okay, if I can get this.
I'll be happy. I mean,
Yeah,
just,
there you go.
no, I'll just, it's
Thank
probably,
you.
it's probably going to go everywhere. Get ready. There we go.
Oh, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
You're going to open your rice, but before you open your rice, you're going to take the coconut oil that came in your package.
All right. Again, if you have the box, you got that coconut oil there. It's in the little white container. All right. So far, you've got that heat there pretty low. It goes into the heated pan.
And you can actually add it all in at once, the coconut oil and the rice. And that's about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. And this is about 2 cups of rice. I have a really awesome sous chef behind me. Her name is Shay, and she just whispered that in my ear because I was totally forgetting. Y'all just cook this rice,
Make
all right?
sure our
But no,
heat is
those
on
are
there.
the
There you go.
measurements. So then after that, after you put that in, we want it to kind of brown. Not burn, but brown some. So we're going to leave that and to put 2 sprinkles of salt and actually put 2 more sprinkles of salt because rice without salt isn't delicious. And then about 2 finger pinches of pepper. And then you're gonna hear, oops, you're not gonna get your glove stuck in the thing, in the container, but you're gonna turn this around and just kind of move that around some more. You like my technical terms I use?
Doing good.
Move it around a little bit in the pot. And then you're going to get your coconut milk.
Okay, I'm going to hand that to you. This is way over here.
So this isn't terribly high, but now we're going to put it all the way on high because we want this to kind of like come to a rapid boil. And then once it comes to a boil, we're going to, oh, actually, I caught myself.
Beautiful. Peas.
You're going to get the peas because it's rice and peas, not rice. So we're going to take the guandules, and since this has a liquid in it, we're going to count this as maybe a cup of liquid, and you're going to pour that in with the pot.
Hear that
with the
sizzle
rice.
there? It's nice.
And again, you're going to stir it. And then to that, I don't like my rice to stick, so I always do just a squeeze more of oil. So just do a squeeze more.
I really can't wait once this is at a simmer to find out what is going on over here to my left because I hear laughing and stuff hitting the floor, and they're trying to cover the laughs, but it's extremely distracting.
And then to the rice and the beans, you're going to add the coconut milk, and this is about 3 cups. Now, the thing with rice is I was taught, 1 cup of liquid, 2 cups of rice, and I always end up making it just horribly, so I came up with my own. I just omit the last cup of rice. That's my secret to perfect rice. Oops.
I love, because I got to sample this when we had our VIP
Let me turn
night.
this back this way.
The recipe is amazing, but I love how you left the liquid in with the peas. It really, really gets the flavor to pop with the coconut. So you're going to be really impressed when you try this at home.
Yes, everything is about layering with this rice. It's the most wonderful rice. Again, rice I grew up eating, so I'm not saying it just because I grew up eating it, but it's really good rice. So we're gonna leave this uncovered until it starts boiling. Once it starts boiling, we're going to cover it and put it on low and kind of let it go. So what we can do now is kind of get back to the plantain.
Sure.
And just, I'm gonna put that into there, and I'm going to wipe this off.
There's so much going on in the studio today. It really is a riot.
So we have that taken care of. We're gonna I'm gonna wipe this down real quick. And we're going to take the plantain, and we're kind of cutting it on a bias, which is really just a slant. And it really doesn't matter how you slice it because it's going to get eaten anyway in at any gathering.
Sure,
that,
sure.
That plantain is cooked. So, and plantain, this is a semi-ripe ones. The darker, like some people would think if it's really, really dark, that it's spoiled and you have to throw it out. Actually, the darker the plantain is, the sweeter, and it just fries a lot differently, and it's a lot sweeter. So these will kind of turn, they'll be sweet, and we could dust them with cinnamon in the end. And you can also, you don't have to fry them. You can bake it. And this one got away, so they're a little bit slippery.
It's okay.
So I think I hear the water boiling. Actually, I hear it kind of going. So what we can do now, you're going to save one of the frying pans to cover the rice. And I'm going to turn this that way.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. I was my producer Anthony laughed. He said, well, we're on a budget, so we're going to give you a pan. But there's a legitimate reason why we're covering it with the pan. This particular recipe, when we talked about it in the VIP kitchen, it's not going to work with like a rice maker. And some of those, you know, you want to give it some of that love, especially with the browning.
Actually, in a pinch one time when I was in the military,
Okay.
I didn't know how to cook it, and I volunteered to make it because we were having Christmas around the world. And you can make it in a rice cooker.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You can do it. So
The browning part at the beginning? I don't know.
Yes, that part
Okay,
too.
sure.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
you
You
can.
know what? That's why I don't cook on the show. I just stand here and commentate.
So, no, right now mine is boiling around the edges. So if it's boiling, you want to turn it down to low, because now you want to steam it. Mine's not quite boiling yet, so I'm going to let it go a little longer. And I'm going to put now some canola. We're going to start frying the plantain, because plantain is a side dish that is kind of always around in the kitchen, and it's a snack, it's a side dish. It's just something that is eaten all the time. And you can eat it cold, you can eat it hot, it doesn't matter. So for this dish, okay, now the water's boiling. So I'm gonna cover it.
I see a lot in our studio have done that as well.
Actually, I'm gonna stir it. I'm gonna give it one stir.
Very good. I'm already getting that coconut smell.
Smell it.
Yes.
already. And then you just cover it and you turn it down to low. And this is another secret that I learned, because they say turn it to medium and then it would cook, but if it's on low, it steams, and you're not supposed to cook right. You steam it. So, okay, but that's done. So this over here for the plantain is really high. And if I'm going too fast, let me know. I'll slow down.
Looks good. Nope, I see they've got them cut up.
Okay, so I am looking now. I think everyone might want to grab their tongs. And from the cutting board, you can just actually place the plantains in, and the fire should be at, what is that fire at? I guess medium.
Get it nice and warm is what we're saying there.
Yes. And you want these to go slow.
You know, that's a good point. I notice as you're putting them in, it's not popping and going bananas, huh?
Yes. Yes, that's because
They're not bananas, I know.
yeah, you don't want it too high, because the sugars in the sweet plantain,
Sure.
it caramelizes really fast. So you could really end up burning them. And again, even burnt plantain is good plantain. So, but if you're doing a presentation, or if you're cooking it for your grandmother, your Caribbean grandmother,
I love it.
and your mother and your father's American, and so you're only half Panamanian, you're only half Caribbean, then you don't know how to fry plantain because you burnt it. But I've mastered this, because it's some of the best food, I think.
The flavors and
Yeah.
textures that you get out of this style of food is amazing.
So I know it's just a tradition, and it's fun fact to know, if all your plantain fits in one pan, your meal is going to be delicious.
Hey, okay.
So,
No,
I love it.
for y'all over there, no promises. It's more of a
No,
suggestion.
No. So I knew I threw away the plantain leaf or the plantain peel. The majority of the time you'd want to keep the plantain peel to put it back on it, because as old as I am and as long as I've been eating plantain, the other day I forgot that and I put it on paper towels and I had paper with my plantain. So the sugars will make it stick. So you can place it back on a plate on the plantain peel. And right now you see me looking around because I'm looking for something to place these on.
Oh, well, I could fix that. We'll get you a plate. My producer's on that right now.
So if you remember which way you put your plantain in, you can start turning them over and you'll see that they're turning golden brown.
This really is my favorite part. These things are so good when you're finished with them.
And again, you can always dust it with cinnamon and more sugar, I know, brown sugar, or you can cut them a little bit thicker or leave them whole and put them in the oven with like a sweet potato, but take it out of the peel, wrap it in foil, and it's like you can eat it as a side dish. And so these are cooking up, and you're just gonna kind of move them around.
They already look terrific. And again, the heat is very controlled. I see that, even looking underneath there, it's not all the way up to 10. You do have it about halfway, about medium.
Yes, and because any higher, honestly, if you want to, they'd always know if you were in a rush cooking the plantain, because...
Yeah, you're going to want to help them.
So we're going to start taking these out. You don't have to use a
In case you
paper.
need another.
Thank you. You don't have to use a paper towel to blot the oil, but you don't want to put the oil. You don't want it sitting in oil. So
No, it'll soak it up, right?
yes.
Yes, exactly.
So you start taking these out and just shaking them off.
And resist the urge to put them onto the paper. Like you said, you don't want it on there.
Yes, resist the urge to blot them, because blotting them will just you'll have a lot of paper to eat as well.
Now, once you've got them all out, is that the time we're going to want to add if we wanted to do a little cinnamon sugar, or do we wait, or how quickly?
As soon as they're out, you can go ahead and dust them with cinnamon. Just sprinkle it with a little bit of cinnamon. If you have the cinnamon shaker, just shake out some cinnamon on top of it. The ones that aren't finished, the ones that aren't quite brown, you just throw them into the middle.
Now, obviously it's to taste, but if you can come back in here, I do want to show something. It's someone like myself, and I don't want to stand in front of you. There we go, we'll swap there. These, when we were sampling, this one here, that more dark, that more brown, like this one, you get that nice crunch there on the outside, then on the inside, nice, warm, and soft. And then some people may not want those outer edges done like that. So you can see you've got a wide variety of some that you've done here. But they are, in my opinion, super when you've got that ring there. It's a little bit more brown than some of the others.
Yeah, I like them
You're
when
spotting
they're kind of, like I was mentioning, when the darker the peel. And these are the ones that I would eat because I like them darker. And this is just an example for you. They're not inedible. They're always edible, unless they're like really, really burnt. But
and I'm still good with that. They're perfect for me.
So this would be the plantain that would be served alongside as a side dish, and I'm going to leave this over here for now.
All right, so that's our side.
Yes, and this is off, and we're going to check our rice. Our rice is coming along nicely. You should have a lot of bubbles. No stirring.
We'll be over there in a
I
moment.
just turned teacher mode real quick. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is the cooking.
And again, this is the charm of the show. We are going to show you in a moment, and I know Todd's cut to it. We have lots of folks out there doing this, but we're not skipping ahead. Gotcha.
So quick story. I owned a daycare once before, so that just reminded me real quick. Hey, I saw the corner of my eye. Caught that. No, but for real. When you stir rice, I even thought, it helps it move along, but then sometimes I would end up with non-cooked rice because once you disturb it, it kind of messes up its little gelling thing it does while it's steaming. Does that make sense? Okay, so the plantain is off to the side, and we're basically just kind of waiting for the rice.
Okay, now this is what I've been waiting for the last 10 minutes. Now,
While he's doing that, let's go ahead and clean this up real quick.
Shaunda, I'm going to get this set up, but we'll talk as soon as you're done about
Okay.
what happened over here while we were in the wrap process.
Okay, I'm just going to try to clean up my station a little.
Go right ahead.
Don't judge.
All right. See, no, and there's no judgment. All right. First off, you know what? Follow me. This is supposed to be closed, but all right. This is my beautiful wife. There we go. This is Stacy. There's tens of people watching. All right. My beautiful sister-in-law, Robin. All of the laughing. Now, these mics that we're using from Digital Media Productions, they're awesome. So I guarantee you, if you go back every time I turn my head to the left and listen, you're going to hear them. All right? Very distracting. Shaunda, how we doing over there? Looking good?
Oh yes, I'm trying to figure out where to put things because I'm trying to make it as neatly as neat as
No,
possible.
you're good. We'll clean
Just
that.
put that right there.
All right. Now, as we go through, do we have any questions? Anyone out in the audience? My producer hasn't kind of handed me any of those just yet. No? Okay. All right. Very good. Everyone's planting looks good. Very good. All right. It's starting to smell wonderful in here. I tell you.
It does. Is it hard? Because again, I said I'm the designated tamale maker in the family, and I literally will start making it. It's a Christmas dish. So the kitchen will start off like 30 women from every generation. And I promise you, I'm always the one that ends up still wrapping because like, oh, it's so hard.
And you
But-
told us, how many of these will you do?
Oh my goodness, you have to make dozens and dozens and dozens.
And it really was a cute story because she said at the beginning of the evening, you've got the whole family in there and they're helping and they're mixing. And then 20 minutes later, it's like her and like one other person
Yes.
making them all.
And I promise you, I don't mind because it's fun, but everyone says it's too difficult. But you guys got it right.
I think so.
See,
You-
I saw the wrapping. I think for the first time, I think everyone did well because I promise you, I don't know how to wrap it. It's going to come apart. Well, they don't eat any, but no, I let them eat it. So.
All right, we're going to do a question out here from the audience. Yes, sir. Yes, Louis.
We just got a phone call inside, and they want to know approximately the time it takes to cook the tamale.
It takes approximately 30 to 35 minutes to steam it. If you have a steamer at home, or even if you don't have a steamer, you can always make a makeshift steamer. And as long as it gets steamed, and real quick, and oh goodness, no Pan Am be watching this, you can even microwave it real quick to steam it. But don't tell anybody I told you that. But you can just throw it in the microwave real quick, and I do it intervals of like maybe 10 minutes or 10 seconds for maybe 2 minutes, and it'll be perfect. But 30 minutes to steam it in the oven or on top of the stovetop. And a tamale steamer. You could even use the traditional tamale steamers that we use here in San Antonio.
Okay. So not everyone's going to have, the $30,000 industrial ovens like is in the back here at Pedrati's. But so, yes. And steamed, again, it's the tamale. We were talking earlier about the mesa, and it needs that steam. Without it, will it set up?
No, without the steam, it'll just be like
Goo? Just,
depending on how wet
won't
your
hold
masa
together.
is, it will just be it wouldn't be anything really because
Okay.
it wouldn't steam it close. It wouldn't steam it together.
Very good.
Yes.
All right, so the rice is there. Again, the scent of the coconut kind of is permeating the room. There's a few elements there that we'll just kind of circle back around on. It started off
there
with
at
that
home?
coconut oil. Yes?
Can they see? If
Oh,
you're-
yeah, we can-
if
yeah, we'll
you're
turn
at
that camera
home
on.
Or even here, your rice should be like this. It should have all the peas at the top, and the liquid should be still just kind of steaming out. So just go ahead and cover that back up. And we don't have to adjust the heat or anything, just leave that there, and I will follow.
Perfect. Still, anyone here in the audience, still any questions real fast? Because I'm going to throw a question at you in the audience. Yes, sir.
One more phone call.
We like the phone calls.
And they were questioning the quail tamale. And I know in a practice session, I was trying to explain to them that we used a whole tamale. And then for this event, we took a boneless quail and diced it up. And I can't tell you why, but that's,
Go ahead. Just
so that was the question, as to whether to use the whole quail or dice it up, which is,
okay.
Well, that's a great question, because an authentic tamal has the whole chicken leg, the whole chicken breast, or the whole chicken thigh. It'll still have the bone in. And being the half American that I am, I didn't like it at all, and it got in my way of eating this delicious meal. So I started, when I make them, I make it boneless. I take everything off and I chop up everything. So for the authenticity of it, yes, the bone-in chicken or quail can do. But if you want it to be where people aren't chipping teeth and things, take it off the bone. So the bone out is
And
more
I have a
practical.
terrific follow-up question for that one.
thank you.
Let's
You're
say
welcome.
that you're making this, you're highly interested in it, but maybe you're not a fan of quail, or for some reason can't get it, or maybe you're one of those that don't want to try it. Can we use something else?
Yes, with the mixture you have there's capers and olives and peppers, so you can find any protein that pairs well with it. You could do, I know beef pairs well with both of them. You could do chicken. I do chicken and pork. I buy a chicken butt, or not chicken butt, I buy pork butt.
Pork butt, gotcha.
I buy pork butt and
That's
chicken.
live, everyone just heard it.
whole chickens, and that's what I make mine out of. But you can use pork, chicken, beef. You can make. One time, I cater, so I got a request for a vegetarian tamal, and
Okay.
it kind of blew my mind, but I made it happen, and they loved it. So you can even do a vegetarian, a vegan tamal. So yes, you can put any protein or any filling.
Fantastic.
So.
Well, okay, we are getting close. Anthony is just about to give me an update on how long it is going to be, which shouldn't be that much longer before we're going to start bringing those tamales, or the cupcake tamale, out of our industrial ovens. In the meantime, it takes a lot to make this show happen. Behind the scenes, I do want to thank Eclipse Special Effects Lighting. Sometimes you'll get a shot of some of these great studio lights and what lights up everything and makes everything really, really pretty and seen. And that's done by Todd Green over there at Eclipse. We want to thank him for that. The live stream, once again, Digital Media Productions, Wes Denton, who does an amazing job. And of course, behind all of that, 5150 Productions, which is my company, doing team builds, special events, this kind of thing. As a matter of fact, I know Wes has a clip of one of the team builds that we do called Minute to Win It. This one was filmed here at Pedrati's over the course of several days with the same client. Let's take a look at that clip. Our finished product. There was one more thing that you wanted to cover a moment ago, and let you talk about that as we are bringing your tamal out and getting ready for presentation.
So I was asked, why is your episode called Turning a Cupcake into a Tamale? And when I was on Cupcake Wars the first time, I was the first one to do a dinner cupcake. And so basically what I did, I took this tamale and I made a polenta corn cake, and I took the filling, but I did oxtail instead, and I made the filling, the topping, and it was wonderful. So that's a Cupcake to Tamale story.
Fantastic.
Story. Okay.
All right. They are signaling me we are just moments from it coming straight back out, and that is going to give me enough time to talk to you about the next episode. This is going to be September 24th. You Are Cooks live from the Pedrati's Ranch. Now, Shaunda, we got the opportunity to do this with you. You've been fantastic. Cannot wait to see this, the unwrapping and the plating of all of this. But we are also excited to keep the show going and let you know who is going to be on the next episode, the 24th of September. Wes, let's take a look.
You Are Cooks Live is proud to welcome Chef Brian West. A special episode of You Are Cooks to support the hotels and bars of San Antonio. More information on Brian West, go to www.chefbrianwest.com. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode of You Are Cooks Live.
Brian West. Brian West, we're excited. That'll be on September 24th. Now, I'm starting here in the crowd because I have got one of my good friends, amazing agent Jen Sheets. She is with her soon-to-be fiance, and we've got to show you. Vinny, no pressure. All right, now Vinny is my Gold's Gym man, but y'all thought it was a riot with my sister-in-law and my wife. Check this out. Look, this is the reason why we're insured here at Pedrati's. This is a giant, what we got? This is a 3x5. So, Vinny, well done. And let me guess what you did. Oh, look, we can just set this right here, right? That's what happened? So, oh, no, you did it twice? Oh, okay, I got you. Well, just well done. And we'll send you a bill for the cleaning. All right, we got to get to this because we've got about 4.5 minutes left to this show. And Shaunda has taken our tamal and she has unwrapped it, and now we're getting ready for the plating. Take a look at how beautiful this thing has turned out. That rice, absolutely amazing. Shaunda, go ahead and give me your finishing thoughts on this.
Well, this is the traditional dish that we would eat for Christmas, and I'm happy to be able to present it to you and to be able to show you that it is very easy to make something that you're not familiar with. And when you cut it open, you're supposed to eat it all together, but it is
beautiful.
A great dish anytime.
I love it. Give her a huge round of applause, studio audience. Thank you so very much. There are a few people we do want to thank. We are so very proud of our aprons that we get done by, of course, my sister-in-law owns Stitch in Texas. Of course, Digital Media Productions. Todd Green with the clips, wonderful Pedrati's Ranch. I do want to thank the chef who came out to visit us and check everything out here with Shaunda, Adrian Cruz. He will be on an upcoming episode of You Are Cooks, and of course Brian West on September 24th. We're excited to have him. One more round of applause for Shaunda. Thank you. We love you, and we will see you on the 24th. Good night.